everyone, so I'm going to be looking at the Anastasia Riviera palette, and like it's this kind of like almost like denim sailor vibes where like I feel like I always get a spot on these cases and it drives me crazy, but just kind of looking at those colors, like they are beautiful, right? You have kind of this top row here, that's now my bottom row just to cover that mirror, that has 6 kind of metallic shimmer shades and then a matte white, and then you have a row of mattes that would be the bottom row but is correspondingly right now the top row. And that, so kind of going into the swatches of them, like they do swatch nice. Some of them are like maybe a little like sheer of a color, so I would say like your brown and your brown's really like deep and pigmented, where these ones maybe are a little bit like sheer. So if you, like I would say, you want to kind of use a base coat to go over those colors. I'm white, like literally sheet of paper to my face, same color, white, that I can get away with it. But I think if you have like any like pigmentation or things like that, you might want to use something like, they're not too bad, but you would have like a little, right? So if you had like a beauty mark, you could probably go over it, and like unless you stare, you probably wouldn't see it. And I do think the mattes blend nicely. They're nice and pigmented, right? So I definitely think the mattes are kind of the star in the formula. But just like nice colors and different colors, which is very nice. And I do think these colors work well with their other palettes, which I appreciate. And I like that whole concept of, they do kind of think like, how do these colors work with others? I do feel like some of their other palettes are kind of like those similar. So if we kind of go from the modern romance, it's kind of more of those bright colors. But we have repeats in the soft glam, which is maybe a little bit more brown. To like sultry, like they're all kind of really looking kind of similar, with maybe like especially like soft glam and sultry, and that. So I think if you're someone who's like safe, go with soft glam. If you like a little bit of sparkle, go with sultry. And then you kind of have the Novena palette, where you do kind of have some of those purples, but really like kind of some similar colors where you're like, I think you could do some other ones, where if we just kind of compare, bam, right? Like there's nothing really that similar, right, with it, right? If we're looking at the 3 of them, there's nothing really that similar, right? They're all kind of, it's more different. Like, yes, you'll have some of those browns that might be alike, but I just find it a little bit more different. So I do appreciate that. I think you do have kind of ones that they tried of their like Subculture and Prism. I do find them, again, just like darker. So the ones where they're like, let's be more colorful, weren't really that great. So they're really trying to push like this corally color in things, but they are kind of like different. So just kind of comparing other Anastasia palettes, like it is different. I think they do kind of work nicely. Just be warned that that pink shade is probably going to stain a little. I don't like, I can kind of see it, but it's not that bad. But pretty much every pink color that I've seen out there that's that bright color will stain you. Morphe being one of the worst, because it was a couple of days that it wouldn't get off of me. Right? But I'm also, again, white as paper, that like it would just show more on that. So I have used this palette already and whatnot, just kind of playing with it, playing with the other ones. So I do think it works well with other palettes if you kind of want to go that safe way, but then it gives you those punches of colors. So it's definitely, like, I like it as a review. I think it does last you the full day. I think it blends nicely, and that, so like, I am someone who's like, will get their palettes right away, not listen to what other people say, maybe be a little like disappointed, and that, like, I just feel like if you've only ever tried Subculture, I feel like this one's just more of like, use your fingers, touch, because it's more like pressed pigment, where like you're not really going to get that blending effect. It's just going to be like really color and whatnot, but I appreciate that it's not like this velvety material, because they just get so dirty and you can't get it out, and you're just like, please get cleaner. So please, like, I enjoy the sparkle, because that seems to be the only one not getting kind of like dirty, or it just blends in. So note to your future palettes, make them sparkly. So I will get into a makeup look with this palette, of just kind of having fun with the colors. So I'm going to start by going into Coastline, and I am just going to take their brush, so that kind of corally shade, and it's definitely a palette. Don't swirl your brush, you just literally have to dip it, and you will get some kickbacks, so definitely make sure you tap off. So blending that kind of like above my crease. I'm now going to go in with another blending brush into Cabana, which is kind of like this camel color. So I'm just going to kind of go in with the light brush just to kind of blend things. I'm going to go in with my finger, just because that's my preferred method of kind of applying those matte shades. You can use kind of like a brush, kind of show with the brush with my finger. Not bad pigmentation, but just a lot of fallout. I wasn't tapping off, but like, I don't think I could really without all the product coming off. Just to be like, even tapping off, you're still going to get some product on you. And then pressing with my finger, definitely some fallout again. It's doing better, but then like, I don't know. But if we can kind of see that color difference, so it's definitely more vibrant with a finger. And I'm still got some fallout, but it does kind of brush away. I am good with that. I'm gonna go into, and that was, oh my god, Slitchies, which is this green shade. So I'm gonna go into that gold shade, so Inheritance, and put that in my inner corner. just kind of, so I'm putting it in, going up a little bit, and then just with a clean finger, just kind of blending those two colors together. So it's not like a harsh line. Definitely kind of like mermaid vibes, and it gets me kind of excited because I mean spring's coming. So for my lash line, I'm gonna take the purple color and keep it nice and close to my lash line. And I am just gonna kind of take it up to a line. So I definitely feel like a tropical fish. And that. So towards my outer corner, I'm gonna kind of smoke out that purple a little with Bahamas, that bright pink color, because I'm crazy. And so I'm just kind of keeping it, that color to my outer corner inwards, just kind of buffing out that purple and going down a little more. And just go lightly with this color. And then that purple continues into that line. So I'm really happy this turned out, because I did kind of like swatch and play a little on my hand, just because sometimes I'm like, oh, what do I want to do? Because I've definitely gone in and been like, oh, this isn't working, and that. So I'm kind of happy it did kind of turn out. Like, I'm kind of liking it. I'm kind of feeling like a fish. And that, and I don't know. I like it. Anastasia makes me happy. So I'm just going to kind of go into that white color as well as the gold, just so it's a little lighter, and just kind of meet on my tear duct and that pink and purple, and just kind of blend a little in there. Just so it's not like a harsh line. So again, tapping into that white. So I'm kind of building up that white, and then just kind of tapping into that gold, and then going into that tear duct. And just kind of blend. So I think it just adds like a little pop of brightness into that inner corner. So I do kind of appreciate that white shade, just to help things. I think I am just gonna kind of go into that white shade, highlight my brow bone. So I'm gonna pop on some mascara. So here is kind of my finished eye look. I do think like you can have fun with these colors, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something this kind of bold and colorful. I just kind of went that route because I have kind of tried out the other shades in it as like more of those subtle looks, which would be in like my FabFitFun video, was kind of this palette as well as Norvina palette. So you can kind of do a more subtle look, but it just offer you some of those different colors if you do like the Anastasia formula but found like some of the palettes a little too similar. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye.